Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and it's been a while since we played some Hearthstone, hasn't it? And I haven't really played this game a whole lot ever since the expansion came out. I used to play it every single day, but then I needed a short break, I was a little bit tired of it. But suddenly I felt the urge to log on and play again, so I thought I'd make a video. But instead of my usual arena shenanigans, I thought I'd showcase a few of my decks. This is the Holy Priests, not a very fun name, it's pretty generic, but it's one of the first decks I created, and ever since I've been making small modifications to it every single time I play, and I feel like I've been having a big amount of success with this deck. It's one of my... I'd say that this deck has the highest win percentage out of all my decks. I do love the Priest. I main the Priest, even though in the current meta they're not very powerful, but I don't really play in like the top tier league anyway. I don't fancy myself an amazing Hearthstone player, but I would consider myself above average, I guess that's up to you to decide. So yeah, I'm going to showcase my most successful deck today, and I'm going to be explaining what kind of cards I have in it and what kind of function they are at least trying to fulfill. So I run one Circle of Healing. I think that this is a very good card to have. It also synergizes well with some of my other cards, which I will show you later. I also have the Okanai Soul Priest in the deck, and the Okanai Soul Priest Circle of Healing combo is very powerful. It essentially is a 4 hit point nuke to the entire board. It's a very nice board clearer when you find yourself massively behind. And of course you can use it on the Injured Blade Master to heal it up to full health for absolutely no cost, other than a card of course, which can leave you with a 4/7 on the board. As early as turn 2 if you have the coin, which is a very scary and strong combo. So I love the Circle of Healing. It's a good card. I have it usually in every single priest deck that I run. I also have a single Holy Smites. Holy Smite is a card that I first thought was useless, but after a while I've started to value it a lot more. Normally most priests run 2 Holy Smites, but I really couldn't find room for another one. So I'm happy with just having one. Priests really lack removal. You may think that, oh, they're amazing at removal because we have those amazing Shadow Ward spells, but really, compared to many other classes, priests kind of struggle with clearing boards. We don't have any super amazing AoE spells or anything like that. We're good at controlling, but when we get swarmed, we tend to get overrun. The Holy Smite is just a good card, for finishing off some weak minions, and it's very cheap, so that's that. I run a single Power Word Shield. Used to run 2 of these, but I decided to go with 1. I'm a little bit torn on this. Sometimes I run with 2, sometimes I run with 1. It's just an overall very good card. It's basically give a minion 2 health for free, because you get another card out of it, which is really good, You can use this on your Northshire Cleric in the early game to beef them up a little bit, make them less prone to removal. Then I run a single Lightwarden. Now, many people probably think that, oh, Mangs, you should totally go with Light of the Naru, because Light of the Naru does the same thing for the same costs, and it also gives you a 3 hit point heal. The reason why I don't run Light of the Naru instead of a Lightwarden is because I'm really fond of turn 1 Lightwarden. One of my strongest openers with this deck is if I go turn 2, and I get the coin. Player 2, I mean. And I get the coin, and then I coin out a Northshire Cleric and a Lightwarden. And if the enemy doesn't have any way to get rid of those, I'll start healing them, and the Lightwarden will be buffed to insane heights, and I'll get a shit ton of card draw, and it just ends up being really good. With Light of the Naru, you cannot really get a Lightwarden out early, because if you want to heal yourself, the requirement is that you have to be at 26 hit points. And you usually aren't at 26 hit points on turn 1, unless the enemy is like super hyper aggressive. Or you'll have to have a minion out which somehow can be healed for 3 health and still not be fully healed, and that is also very rare on turn 1, so for that reason alone I run the Lightwarden card instead of Light of the Naru. Overall, it's just a really solid card. I've seen Lightwardens buffed to insane degrees, and a nice little trick with the Lightwarden is also that if you don't happen to have anything to heal, you can go to the face and you can heal the enemy hero. You heal them for 1 health, which is not really a big deal, and you turn the Lightwarden into a 3/2, which can be very powerful if you don't have any turn 2 plays. I run 2 Northshire Clerics. They are hands down the best priest minion, in my opinion. Just overall insanely good. These guys win games. Simple as that. Get a turn 1 Northshire Cleric out, start healing it, you get an insane card advantage, which more than often just nets you a game. You're really hard to get rid of, because 3 health on turn 1 is, unless you one of the few things you can expect is Mage with Frostbolt, which, is a 2 mana cost spell to get rid of a 1 cost minion, which of course leaves them unable to do anything on turn 2. So no matter what happens, I think the Northshire Cleric is always valuable. The only thing that it really struggles against is a Fiery War Axe, for example, which can take down both of your Northshire Clerics without much problem at all. Then I have 2 Shadowward Pain. Love the spell to bits. You can get rid of those annoying Sludge Belchers or Tazdingos, which of course are the Senjin Shield Masters. You can get rid of Gurubashi Berserkers. A lot of powerful minions that are very hard to get rid of. This card just, clears them off the board. Just an amazing removal card in general. And priests do badly need removal, so that's why I run 2. Then I have an Acidic Swamp Ooze. I always have an Acidic Swamp Ooze in every single deck. I think that if you can play it on turn 2 and it's completely fine. You get a 3-2 out on the board, and you should never regret playing a 3-2 on turn 2. Or you can save it if you're up against a warrior, and you can remove a Gorehowl, an Arcanite Reaper, or a Fiery War Axe, and it's already paid for itself 10 times over. So I think that every deck should have an Acidic Swamp Ooze in them. It is one of the best 2-cost minions in the game, in my opinion, even though many Hearthstone experts may disagree with that. Then we come to the first Goblins and Gnomes cards that I've incorporated into my deck, is the Shadowboxer. I like to consider this a Knife Juggler, except for a Priest. So every time you heal a minion, they deal 1 damage to a random enemy. It's hilarious if you can get this off with a Holy Nova and a lot of injured minions. You can get a lot of knives, so to say, flying everywhere. And, it's still a 2-3 for 2, which is good, even if you don't have anything to heal, it's still a minion that you can play on turn 2. Then I run 3 actually. 2 Shadowward Deaths. I think that Shadowward Death is a must-have spell. It's really the only way to get rid of those nasty legendaries. It can kill Deathwing, enough said. Not that you meet Deathwing a lot these days, but still. You gotta have some way of removing those nasty minions that are really hard to take down. So Shadowward Death, a must-have in my opinion. Then we come to Thoughtsteal. I run a Thoughtsteal in every single priest deck that I own, simply because I think Thoughtsteal is hilarious. I mean, it's generally an Arcane Brilliance, just with a twist. You can get so many funny combinations with this, It's pretty fun to be able to play class cards that you otherwise wouldn't be allowed to play. Creates a lot of hilarious situations. And, it also gives you a general information about, hey, my enemy has these 2 cards in his deck, so you know a little bit what to expect. If you suddenly draw an Ysera or a Ragnaros, then okay, he's gonna play a Ragnaros or Ysera at some point, So you're a little bit prepared for what's about to come. Then I run a Dark Cultist. I used to run 2 of these. They are really good. 3-4 for 3 is amazing, in my opinion. And the Death Rattle, while I rarely actually see it go off, because people have a tendency to kill these guys last, because they don't want the Death Rattle to trigger. But if you can, for example, play a Dark Cultist and a Sludge Belcher, and you can trade the Dark Cultist away, suddenly you have a Sludge Belcher with 8 hit points, which can be really powerful. But it's a little bit luck-based. But even if the Death Rattle does not trigger, I still think they're very valuable. Very solid turn 3 play. Then we have an Earthen Ring Farseer, my second most favorite 3-cost minion. I consider removing the Earthen Ring Farseer and replacing it with a second Dark Cultist, but overall I think that the Earthen Ring Farseer is a really solid minion. You can use the Earthen Ring Farseer to heal the injured Blade Master up to full, or almost up to full. And if the Northshire Cleric is out, you can draw additional cards. Also, if you happen to have the Okanai Soul Priest out, the Earthen Ring Farseer essentially becomes a deal 3 damage battle cry, which is extremely powerful. So a lot of good synergy with this card, and it's a good minion. Then we have an Injured Blade Master. I did explain a little bit earlier about what you can do with this card. It's a priest's deck, so, we'll have access to a lot of healing, when this card really is a card all about healing. Makes it easier to draw cards from the Northshire Cleric. You can beef it up. You can potentially have a 4-7 out at turn 2 if you have the coin, and a Circle of Healing, which is almost criminally good. It has 4 attacks, so it's immune to other priests, Shadow Ward Death, and Shadow Ward Pain spells. So overall, just a really good minion. And even if you don't have any healing, it's still a 4/3 on turn 3, which I think is awesome. Alright, then we have an Organized Soul Priests. Again, since I have so much healing in my deck, this card pretty much turns my healing into a weapon for a very short time. And they're very beefy, very hard to get rid of. You know, 5 health is pretty darn good. It means that if you do a Organized Soul Priest Circle of Healing combo, they're still gonna stand with 1 hit point left, which means that you can still do some extra healing, which of course translates into damage. Of course, because of their nature, they are kind of hard to heal up. Almost impossible, I would say, unless they get silenced in some way. Silence is, of course, something that my deck sorely lacks. I've considered running a Mass Dispel, but I just can't fit it in. I don't know what card I would remove to get a Mass Dispel, or maybe even a Spellbreaker. We'll see. There might be some modifications that I'm going to be doing in the future. Then we come to I run 2 Chillwind Yetis. Now, many people will probably ask me, Mangs, why don't you use Mechanical Yetis? They're better. Not really. Mechanical Yetis are amazing if you run Mech Synergy, because they are mechs, but I just don't really have any Mech Synergy with this deck, and also, on top of that, I don't really know what I do with spare parts. I don't really want to give my enemy spare parts, and I have no desire to get spare parts. So for that reason alone, I run the normal Yeti. Then I run 2 Holy Novas. Holy Nova is like sort of a must-have card in a priest deck, because if you like, priests are so limited when it comes to AoE. The 2 heal isn't really that valuable, although it's certainly nice. I would prefer to just have a card that dealt 2 damage and instead just cost less mana, but sadly that's not gonna happen. So you pretty much play this purely for the damage, and the healing is just a nice bonus. But it is kind of overpriced for 2 damage, but, you know, what can you do? You need AoE. You gotta take what you can get. I run an Assured Drake. I think this is generally one of the best 5-cost minions in the game. Card draw, spell damage, and a 4/4. Solid minion overall. You can play an Assured Drake. If it somehow stays alive, you have a 3 damage Holy Nova next turn, which can be quite devastating. You know. I run 2 Sludge Belchers. Usually I used to run 2 Sendrin Shieldmasters, but these guys have kind of taken the spot of the best taunt card in the game, for me at least. And much of the reason why is because on turn 4, I'd rather play a Chillwind Yeti or an Organized Soul Priests. I don't have a lot of turn 5 minions, so I prefer to run these guys. Besides, for 1 extra mana, you get an additional 1/2 taunts after they die, which is immense, you know? They're really hard to take down, and the enemy usually have to spend a lot of minions to get rid of the Sludge Belcher and the Slime, and it really can get you out of a pitch. Overall, it's just a good roadblock for the enemy. Then we come to the Holy Fire. I used to run 2, now I just run 1. You know, I'm a little bit torn on that. Sometimes I run 2, sometimes I run 1. Depending on how aggressive your opponent is, Holy Fire can be very good. Again, the 5 heal is really just a small bonus. I'm purely running this for the 5 damage. Again, priests really need removal, and you just gotta take what you can get. Then I run a Boulder Fist Ogre for late game. Boulder Fist Ogre, one of the strongest 6-cost minions in the game. It can't be silenced, and you know, it's a big threat on the board. It usually attracts a lot of removal, but that's fine. Then I run a Cabal Shadow Priests. Cabal Shadow Priests is amazing. There's so much you can do with this cost card. You can take away enemy loot hoarders, you can control Gurubashi Berserkers, you can take control of the enemy Maexna. Just overall amazing stuff you can do with this thing. I love it to bits. Usually I always get value out of this card. And then, last I run a Temple Enforcer. A strong, you know, 6/6 minion for 6 is not bad. The Battle Cry is situational, but can be extremely good if you get it off on a Sludge Belcher. You suddenly have a very beefy Sludge Belcher. So this card kind of enforces an already strong board. It's a little bit win when you're ahead card, I guess you could say, but I like it nevertheless. So, let us take the deck out for a spin and see how it performs. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Gonna take a little bit of a drink. Oh, so good. I've just been working out, so I'm a little bit tired. So apologize if I'm a little bit low on energy today. For some weird reason, my frame rate always spikes when I record a loading screen. Ah, we didn't get the Diamond League player. That sucks. Oh well. So currently I'm rank 15. Usually I'm able to get down to rank 9 or 10, but at that point I start to run into these decks that just slaughter me. Anyway, we're gonna remove the Temple Enforcer, keep the Shadowboxer. I'm also gonna be removing the Shadow Word Death and the Sludge Belcher. I prefer to get some low-cost cards. Hopefully a Northshire Cleric. Yeah. This is a very good start. If I somehow get a Circle of Healing, I might be able to get a turn 2 Injured Blade Master. He plays a Clockwork Gnome. This might be a Mecha Paladin deck. The Northshire Cleric is a very nice counter to the land, unless he somehow has a way to deal damage to it, which I don't think he does, because he's a Paladin. I don't really know what that would be. I can take out his Clockwork Gnome, and I can heal the Northshire Cleric. Now, I could of course play a Shadowboxer, but I can't really afford to do that, so I'm just going to be taking away this thing, and then heal up my priests. And that's going to net me another Northshire Cleric. Now, you don't want to be playing this a second Northshire Cleric very early, because you're going to oversaturate yourself on cards. It's a mistake that a lot of players do. And he has a Coghammer. Okay, that is a new weapon. I am still not familiar with all the Goblins and Gnomes cards. It's actually basically a Fiery War Axe for 1 more mana, but it also gives Divine Shield and Taunt to a minion, which, I don't know. Oops, I pressed escape there. What I could do now, and I think that might actually work, I could play a Shadowboxer, and I could coin heal. Of course, a much better thing would probably be to play the Acidic Swamp Ooze, which I just noticed now. I'm a little bit tired, so I don't think my brain is working optimally. But yeah, if he doesn't hit me with the Coghammer, which I hope he doesn't, I don't think he will. No, I can play the Acidic Swamp Ooze and destroy this weapon. I think that's fair play. Away with you. Now, I can't play the Northshire Cleric now, sadly, because that's just gonna get killed by the Tastingo. What I could do is I could heal him and hopefully deal 1 point of damage to the Sundering Shield Master, but is it worth it? I suppose it's better than nothing, because in worst case scenario, I heal him for 1 and then the Shadowboxer hit him for 1, so why not? Now, of course, if I run into the Shield Master, it's just gonna remove my Acidic Swamp Ooze next turn. So, it's a little bit worthless in that sense, but, you know, cute little play, I suppose. Now, if I only had oh, another true silver champion. How annoying. If I only had a Smite now, I could get rid of this guy. Ah, how convenient. So this deals 4 damage. I guess if he wants to deal 4 damage to himself, I'm just gonna play a Blade Master because, you know, what else can I do, really? I guess I could have waited for a turn and then played the Ogre, but it's okay. Of course, since it's a true silver champion, then he's just gonna deal 2 damage to himself by going, oh, Whirling Blades. A spare part. Perhaps not the best use of an injured Blade Master now that I think about it, but I have to get rid of this true silver champion somehow, right? Alright, I'm just gonna go with an Ogre. It's gonna be able to take out this Fen Creeper and still live. And if he doesn't get rid of it, I could go to the face, or sorry, I could kill the Fen Creeper, play an Northshire Cleric, and then heal the Ogre up and get a card draw out of it. Or, even better, perhaps I could play a Temple Enforcer. Oh, really? Okay. That's a good play by him, I suppose. Is he gonna trade? No, that's a big mistake by him. If there's one thing Trump have taught me, you know, have taught me actually, great English there, Manx. If there's anything I learned from Trump, which is a really good Hearthstone player, by the way, it is that you should always remove minions while you have the chance. By not removing my Ogre, he's basically allowing me to do this. So now I still have my Ogre, and unless he has some sort of removal, he is not really going to be able to remove it.
The damned stand ready.
So he basically just gave me a card right there. And the Annoyatron doesn't really have the punch to take down the Ogre, so he could have a Consecration, of course. Looks like he actually does. Yeah. That happens. And another fucking True Silver Champion. Holy crap, how many weapons does this guy run? Alright, what I could do now is I could play Organized Soul Priest and remove the Annoyatron. I think that's exactly what I'll do. I could even shield it up. And I have a Holy Smite. I'll hold on to that, even though I have the mana to play it. You never want to use Holy Smite to hit the face, unless you have lethal. It's a really wasteful use of a Smite. Malygos? Interesting. Maybe I can mind control that next turn. I could try. 5 spell damage. That's interesting. Now, I really hate the dragons, because the dragons can't be... they're immune to Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death, since they have the magic attack value of 4. But it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. What I could do is I could play the Temple Enforcer to keep my Organized Soul Priest alive. There we go. Then I think I'll just go for the face, because I plan to mind control Malygos next turn, and that will give me like a 7 damage smites, which is kind of hilarious. Ouch. Okay, that really hurts. Funny deck, I gotta say. Oh, thanks. That's gonna give me more attack on my Malygos. What a generous guy. Aww. Oh well. And this is why mind control is awesome. Destroy enemy Malygos, summon a Malygos of your own, pretty much. And he's a paladin, so to my knowledge, he doesn't really have a good way to get rid of this. You know, he can reduce its attack value down to 1 with a with one of the Peacekeepers, but he can't really remove it per se. Now, I now have a Holy Fire that deals a sick amount of damage. I'm actually going to see if I have lethal now. I could do 10 damage to him. I could do 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 damage. I could do 14, 15, 16, 17. I could play... I think it's a good idea to play the Holy Nova, actually. Yeah, I definitely think the Holy Nova is a good play here. Lol. GG. Thanks for the Malygos, mates. Really appreciate it.
Well played.
Gonna be a little bit BM here. So I don't really know how he's gonna get out of this one. If he somehow does not heal himself up now, he's gonna be dead anyway.
Your magic
Well, that's a way to do it, I suppose. That's how you counter a Malygos. But he's dead anyway, because I have a Holy Fire, so... I could... No, I don't want to play an Assured Drake, that's for sure. So unless he has a Get Down card, which it seems like he has. Yeah, he has a Noble Sacrifice. Get down! Still, I don't see how he's gonna get himself out of this one. Unless he somehow plays 2 Ancient Heal bots. Well, I'll be damned. This guy has all the right answers. But I still think I got this game. I'm not gonna be too cocky, though. Aha! Well, it's no longer hyper beefed up, sadly. But I can get rid of the Guardian of Kings. 4, 5, 6. I'm 1 damage short, guys. 1 fucking damage short. No, wait, actually, I have lethal. Because that means it's gonna do 3, 4, 5... Yeah. I have lethal. There we go. Good game. Yeah, we're off to a good start. That was a weird deck, I gotta say. A lot of weapons in Malygos. Well, the meta has changed considerably since I last played. But yeah, when you are at rank 15, you don't really meet the normal cookie cutter decks. And that's actually more enjoyable than facing the normal cookie cutter decks. I do believe a deck that was popular back when I used to play, and a deck that is still very popular, is the Warlock Handlock that plays a lot of giants.
Anduin versus Rexar.
I don't really know what the hunters are doing nowadays, ever since they nerfed the shit out of Buzzard and unleashed the hounds. Anyway, I'm gonna keep... I actually want to keep both of these, but I think I'll keep the Thoughtsteal. I do love having a Thoughtsteal. And I'm gonna get myself a Shadowboxer on turn 2. With any luck, I might be able to get a Northshire Cleric or a Lightwarden. No. So, nothing to do on turn 1. That always sucks, but hey. Alright. Nothing preventing me from just playing a Shadowboxer. Could go... Like, if he somehow does damage to me, I could heal myself and take care of... Yeah, that's what I thought, but... I think instead of healing myself, as fun as that would be, I think I'd rather play a Dark Cultist. It is just a really solid play. And I'll just get rid of the Web Spinner. It's gonna give him a beast, but I don't really care. I want to get rid of it anyway. Always want to clear the board. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, an Eaglehorn bow. Would you look at that? Well, time to play the Ooze. Away with you, Eaglehorn bow. So again, the Swamp Ooze has really paid for itself both games. Like, being able to remove a weapon and play a minion at the same time is a lot of value in my opinion. I could of course save it in case he has more weapons, but don't really want to. And again, you see, most players do try to kill the Dark Cultist last, so that I don't get the benefit out of the death rattle. I'm just gonna heal it up and play a Thoughtsteal. I could have done that the other way around actually, but hey, I know he has a Gladiator's Longbow.
My fate is sealed.
A weird weapon. It's very overpriced. Like 10 damage for 7 mana is not great, but it is kind of nice in certain situations. Wait, Loatheb, very hard to get rid of that card. Also cock blocks what I can do this turn. There's not really a lot of good plays for me right now. I could play the Scavenging Hyena. And I guess I could heal the Dark Cultist, but he can kill it anyway, so I might as well just heal myself. The Scavenging Hyena is of course pretty useless for me, since I don't have any beasts in my deck. Another multi-shot. Oh well. I can kill the Loatheb next turn with the Shadow or Death. I think that's a good course of action. Or I could use the Gladiator's Longbow. That might actually be better. Because I'm not going to take any damage anyway, so why not? I think I'll do that. So I can still remove another minion with that if I want to. You definitely want to target minions with this. The damage is kind of overpriced because you don't take damage. King of Beasts. I don't really like this card a lot. I think it's very overpriced for what it actually does. And I can just remove it like that. Of course, I could have taken his Leok. And I think I definitely should get rid of this one now. I could take his Leok, but I think I'd rather play a Yeti with a Power Word Shield on it.
Job's done.
So now I have a 4/7 on the board. I could take his Leok next turn with a Cabal Shadow Priest, because Leok of course only has 2 attack. That could actually be okay, now I can no longer take his Leok. Hungry Crab? What? Who the fuck runs Hungry Crab in a normal hunter deck? I'm in the weird part of Hearthstone again. What to do? What to do? Well, I'll be damned. It's actually not looking so well right now. I think definitely take out the bear. I should have controlled the Leok when I had the chance. Play the Sludge Belcher and the Northshire Cleric, heal the Yeti. See what I get. Not a whole lot, but the Sludge Belcher should be able to, like, he can't kill the Sludge Belcher with the Leok. If he runs his Houndmaster into it, he loses the Houndmaster. He'll need to just expend all of his cards unless he has a kill command, of course. But that still leaves a 1-2 taunt. So if he's smart now, he's gonna have to get rid of my Cleric. If he's stupid, he goes for the face. Deadly shot. Ah, well played. Very well played indeed. I'm running out of taunts. This is actually starting to hurt a lot. I really need a Holy Fire. Ah, or Shadow Word Death. That's actually even better. Let's do this. Ah, no. I need to kill the Houndmaster. Then I'm gonna play the Assured Drake. No, wait, that's gonna get taken down by the Leok. Play the Ogre. This is a little bit risky. I'm getting dangerously close to lethal damage, but he has only 2 cards left. And I have some healing in my deck. Ooh, that's nasty. Yeah, he's really trying hard to take me down now, and he might succeed. I suppose he will, unless I get some crazy removal. That is really not what I need at all. Let's see if I get a card. That's really not what I need. I think he's killed me now. I think I am dead. Why is he angry? He's won the game. Yeah, well played.
Well played. You have bested.
I will hunt you down.
I'm sure you will, buddy. So yeah, that game didn't go very well. He had a little bit too much oomph in his deck. He was about to burn out, but he managed to kill me just about as he was about to burn out. So I just if I draw on a Holy Fire right there, things would have gone a lot better for me. But I think my biggest mistake was not mind controlling the Leok when I had the chance. I should have played the Cabal Shadow Priest, taken his Leok, and that would have made it a lot easier for me because he wouldn't have had a beast out and he couldn't have used kill command because Houndmaster is not a beast. He did have the Hunger Crab though, so maybe he would have been able to. Alright, a rogue.
Watch your back.
Okay, we go turn 2. Always nice. I'm gonna drop the Shadow Word Pains, keep the Ooze and the Dark Cultist. With any luck, I'm gonna get a Northshire Cleric. If I'm lucky, I'm gonna be able to draw an Injured Blade Master, which will set off my amazing Injured Blade Master Circle of Healing combo. I dropped something. My bad. Gotta break the windows. Very important. What should we do right here? I think we'll just do nothing. I could play turn 1 Acidic Swampus, but I'm up against the rogue, so the probability of him having weapons is very high. And I think it's better if I save it. Oh, he has an Ooze. Interesting. Well, I could play a Dark Cultist then. Dark Cultist trades very well with the Ooze. Of course, he could dagger it, but he'd take more damage that way, if he wants to. And I need to get a minion out on the board. Yeah, you could certainly dagger it down, but hey, that removes an Ooze, and he also takes 3 damage to the face, which I consider a nice trade. Ah, slow players, slow players. I hate slow players. I swear, there are some people who... I really wish they would set the turn count, or the turn duration, or Like, at least for the first 5 turns, could they just knock 10 or 15 seconds off the clock? You know, in the late game, I understand that you should get some additional time, but I do believe you have about a minute for each turn. I think you should start out at 30 to 45 seconds, and then as you advance into the late game, you should get more and more time. Because I don't understand how anyone could spend, like, fucking 45 seconds on turn 2. You should have a really big dilemma. Alright, I think I'm just gonna play the Ooze. Board control is very important, and I should really take advantage of the fact that I have a minion to play. Even though I'm probably gonna kick myself in the teeth when he plays his Assassin's Blade. But hey, I think board control is one of the most important aspects of Hearthstone. And if you ignore it for too long... Oh, that's a really good counter. The fucking loot hoarder, man. It is... backstab. He didn't really need to play backstab there, to be quite honest. He could have taken that out with his loot hoarder. Could have saved his backstab, but hey. I suppose that works too. I have a Yeti out. Yeti, really strong. And I can play a Sludge Belcher on the next turn. So Sludge Belcher Yeti is a very strong board on turn 5. It's very difficult to deal with, unless he has, like, Assassinates and shit. Still don't know what kind of deck this is. I think the Miracle Rogues kind of died out after they nerfed the Gadgetzon Auctioneer. But they are still around sometimes, but you don't run into them every single time now. Like, when I used to play about a few months ago, you'd only face Miracle Rogues. But then they nerfed Leroy Jenkins, and then they nerfed the Gadgetzon Auctioneer, and that was kind of the death of the deck. Ooh, I love the Ogre cards. They're really cool. Absolutely love them. I think they're hilarious. What's cool about the Ogre cards is that they can go through taunts, which makes them very fun to play. Should I take down the loot hoarder? I think I will. Could even go Circle of Healing if I really wanted to, but nah, I'll save it for later. Even if I heal the Yeti, the Ogre Ninja will still kill it with its 6 attack. There's really not a whole lot I can do. Best case scenario is that the Ogre Ninja decides to go for my face. Oh, well, that is also a way to do it. The Sludge Belcher is very susceptible to silence. Well played. Well played indeed. Deadly Poison is a really good card. And what will the... No, it's gonna go for my face, which is exactly what I hoped for, because now I can Shadow Word Death it without losing my Sludge Belcher. But you know, even if it's silenced, it's still a 3/5. Can still do a lot of things with this card. But sadly, it will no longer summon a slime. Conceal? What a sneaky play. Alright, we have a couple of options. We can, of course, play a normal Ogre. I think that perhaps is the best play right here. We just want a strong minion out on the board. The Ogre also trades very well with the Ogre Ninja. Of course, he could follow it up with a Ironbeak Owl or a Dagger. He takes 6 damage, though, if he does that, so... And, of course, we never know who the Ogre is going to attack. Again, this guy, really slow player. I think some people do it on purpose too. I know that there are people out there who intentionally alt-tab so that impatient players rage quit to earn themselves a few points on the ladder. It is a really obnoxious playstyle. Whenever I play Hearthstone and I don't record, I always alt-tab a lot. And I alt-tab up when it's my turn, I play my cards, and then I alt-tab back again. It's not really an optimal way to play. Optional, actually. Optimal way to play, but it is a very enjoyable way to play. I am a multitasker at heart. I love to do different things when I play. I listen to podcasts, I play, I alt-tab back and forth between different things. I just find it very enjoyable to do many different things at once. Okay, is he gonna try to take it out with the Ogre Ninja? Wow. Okay, well that's a bold play. He's doing a lot of damage to himself, and the Ogre Ninja actually hits home now, so that's smart. Oh, if I just had 1 spell damage. Do I dare a Thoughtsteal? I think I do. And oh no. Oh, that's a useless card. That is a freaking useless card. Oh well. Unless I can somehow get a weapon. I don't think there's any way I can get a weapon. Nope, I can't. I don't have another Thoughtsteal. I don't have a Blingtron. So that deadly poison is literally just a waste of space. And I can't get rid of it either, because you can't cast it when you don't have a weapon. So it is absolutely 100% useless. I'd rather just toss it away. Goblin Auto Barber. That's a really strong minion, by the way. It synergizes so well with your hero power. It's one of the better cards brought into Goblins and Gnomes. But I can luckily remove it with the Smites. What is this? Oh my god! Oh my shit. That is a really powerful combo. Luckily, thanks to Holy Smite, and this is why Holy Smite is so good, by the way. Boom. Get wrecked. Ding! So what should I do right now? I definitely think I need to get something out on the board. Heal myself. Get the Lightwarden up. I definitely need to keep healing myself every turn now, because he's definitely looking to burst me down. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes for my face now. Although I think he should try to control the board. It depends on kind of what card he has. If he has some Arcane Golems or other bursty things, then of course going for my face is a good option. We'll see what he has. Old Light Oracle. I'm not sure if that was the card to play right now. I'm not sure if you want to be giving your player cards when you're about to kill him, because you could potentially give him the card he needs. Oh my god. Ooh, that's scary. Does he have lethal? Is that lethal? It's almost lethal. Oh my god, it's lethal. Ah, smart guy. Well, that's another loss. I think I'm gonna do one more game. Oh, I'm getting wrecked today. What is that? 1 win, 2 losses? I think so. Alright, I'm gonna do one more game before I end this video. Hopefully we can end it at 2-2 so I don't look like a complete idiot. But that's the nature of Hearthstone. You can have days where you lose, you can have days where you win. Especially on this rank, it's very random what kind of skilled players you run into. You could run into a guy who is really good that just happens to just started playing in the season. But it's towards the end of the season, so it's kind of rare. But it's always fun to come back after a long while, start out at rank like 20 and just kick the shit out of new guys. But we start out with a Lightwarden, which is a really strong play. I do really love turn 1 Lightwarden plays. Very difficult to deal with. Of course he's a rogue, so his hero power makes him able to deal with it slightly better. What is he going to do? It's not the same guy, is it? I never pay attention to player's name in Hearthstone. What is he going to play? A oh, that's a really strong combo. Extremely powerful. Okay, so... I'm gonna be going to his face and healing him up. So now I have a 3-2 out on the board. Of course, he's probably just gonna run his Defiance Bandit into that, but if I didn't do that, what would have happened? Actually, I could have just killed his Defiance Bandits. Probably would have been a better play. We'll see what he does. Ah, okay. Yeah, I definitely should, but at least I made him use a backstab, right? Anyway, we can play the Dark Cultist next turn. And if he wants to spend both of his units taking that down, he is more than welcome to.
The damned stand ready.
The damned stand ready. So let's see what he does. It's a really powerful opener, one of the best in the game. Coin Defies Ringleader. Gives you so much board control early on. It's almost criminal how good it is. I really wish they'd stop having the coin be a card. It should have been integrated into your UI. You should have a coin icon next to you, because it is a little bit sickening how much value rogues can get out of coin because of their combo. Alright, well, he's still gonna have a 2-2 on the board, and by the looks of it, I have no turn 4 plays, which is not ideal. Normally would have played the cleric, but there's really no purpose. It's just gonna get killed by Defias ringleader slash dagger combo. But next turn we have a sludge belcher. Oh, the piloted shredder. That's a good minion. Really powerful. I've seen those guys summon Millhouse Mana Storm before. That is so insanely powerful. But it can't kill a sludge belcher. He'd have to run his dagger into the sludge belcher. I've been having a whole lot of luck with my starting hands these games. I've still to see a Lightwarden Northshire Cleric opener, which is like almost criminally good. I wonder. Mistakes were made. Ah, god damn it, that card is so good. Right, he's gonna go to the face. It didn't really have to, though. Alright, of course, he has an Eviscerate. But again, I question the Deadly Poison. Well, he's gonna try to keep his minions, which is, of course, a nice play. And then he's gonna go to the face. A Smite would have been very nice now. Again, another Holy Nova. Not really what I need. I guess I kind of have to, don't I? I don't really want to play the Holy Nova. I really don't. But I guess I have to. That's a really weak use of Holy Nova, but I have to stop his board before it gets out of control. This piloted shredder could be very nasty. Ooh, that's not good. Now I'm gonna need to do a Shadow or Death on the piloted shredder now, by the looks of it. The Iron Sensei is really good. This is gonna do that. But luckily we have 2 Shadow or Deaths, so we should be fine. What is it gonna summon? A shielded minibot. Overall, I'd say that's a good draw. He's really pressuring me hard, but he's starting to run out of steam. If I could just keep healing myself. I have a Holy Nova.
Enter the shadows.
So it's not the end of the world.
Something needs tinkering?
God, but he has like minions who just have more than 3 health. So I'm not really gonna be able to do a whole lot with the Holy Nova. Ow. Looks like we're gonna lose this one. Ouch. That's bad.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. So 4, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we've lost.
I will be your death.
Is she mad?
My eyes are open.
4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Ah! I do not have the best of luck today, apparently. Okay, we're gonna do one more match. I don't like ending this 3-1. You know? Or 1-3, I guess, is the correct term. Now, we gotta get at least one more victory before we stop. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Blum ba 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 da ba 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 ba. I miss playing Warcraft 2 with Cyril. Those were the days. Me and Cyril used to play some Warcraft 2 together. Actually, I used to hate it because he would always beat me. Well, the opponent.
Anduin versus Rexar.
Alright, another hunter. Fairy Knights. What a masculine name. Alright, we have the coin. That's always a good thing. We're gonna drop the Circle of Healing in the Okanai Soul Priests. Keep the Ooze and the Dark Cultists. See what we get. A Holy Nova and a Northshire Cleric. Well, at least we have an opening play, which is good. And we can play turn 2 Acidic Swampus, turn 3 Dark Cultist. We have a nice curve going on here. Alright, does he have a turn 1 play? Oh, is he gonna be one of those guys? I am gonna wait. Oh, this is the worst. And then like 10 seconds passes and he just ends his turn. Could just be AFK. Yeah. Probably was just AFK.
Is someone injured?
I could also do coin into Dark Cultists, which is not a bad play at all. And that also saves the Acidic Swamp Ooze for later in case he has a weapon. Ooh, he got the one card which counters the Northshire Cleric very well, which is a little bit annoying.
Damn, stand ready.
Right away.
So unless you have a Power Word Shield, it's very difficult to counter the Raptor, because it takes down the Northshire Cleric and still lives. So that's very lucky on his part. But what we can do is we can kill the Raptor with the Dark Cultist and then heal the Dark Cultist. We don't have a turn 3 play anyway, unless we want to play the Ooze, but that is not as effective mana-wise. Seriously, who runs the Silverbark Patriarch? Ugh, I hate these weird ass
My
decks.
fate is sealed.
Alright, gonna heal this up so he doesn't get killed by the Raptor. If he keeps playing a lot of minions, maybe we could do turn 5 Holy Nova for some nice value. Holy Nova seems better and better. I think what I actually... Okay, now he's gonna run his own... he's gonna buff up his hyena. But that is actually not such an amazing play. Actually, it's actually pretty good. Now I have to Shadow Word Death it. If I don't want to die a horrible death. So yeah, it's gonna be Shadow Word Death and then just nothing. Would have loved to play the Yeti, but you can't leave a 6-4 on the board. Too powerful. Grizzly. And a Raptor. Well, I have a Smite, so I can get rid of the Raptor. The Grizzly, on the other hand, well, we can leave the Yeti to that. Again, Smite showing its value. It's really good against those 3-2 minions. And now I have a Yeti. And the Yeti trades very well with the Iron for a Grizzly. Boom. Oh, da-dum. Ah, crap. Should I Holy Fire that? I may have to. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to kill that first and foremost. I could go Northshire Cleric heal. Or even better, I could go Northshire Cleric Farseer. That works. You know, if he wants to spend a turn taking down the Northshire Cleric with his Savannah Highmane, that also means the Yeti can go into that. So, that works. Overall, I think that was a good play. Got a card out of the Northshire Cleric. And potentially, it's going to save me 6 damage to the face. Depending on what he chooses to do. I definitely go for the Cleric if I were him, but it could be that he has other plans. He could kill command. Could kill command the Yeti, kill the Northshire Cleric, and then do something else with the Earthen Ring Farseer. Or he could silence it, that also works. Now if he goes to the face, oh, that's nasty. Ew, that's nasty. Ooh, you think so? Well, I better not tell you where the Savannah Highmane is made. Well, I think this is a good time to do this. We can kill... Of course, that's going to summon some additional guys. So that's fine. Have a slight card advantage on the guy. And if he plays a lot of minions this turn, I could do a Holy Nova. Ah, he gets the Misha. I think he's going to run his Hyenas into my Yeti and Northshire Cleric, though. If he goes to the face, he's going to regret it. Yep, because I have a Holy Nova this turn. So that's a bad play by him. He should take care of my Yeti with his Tundra Rhino. He should not go to the face. Seriously, do not go to the face. You idiots, you went to the face. And now you're gonna regret it. Because now comes a Holy Nova, followed by a Shadow or Death. Remove this. And suddenly, I have a very big card advantage on the guy. I can play the Arcanized Soul Priest next turn and start healing minions to death. And I also know that I have a lot of late game in this deck. I have my Ogre, I have my Stormwind Champion, I have my Temple Enforcer. So if he only has weak minions left, he's in a very bad spot, and it might look that way. Yeah, definitely looks that way. I'm not drawing the best of cards, but... So I'm just gonna play the control game. I'm considering playing the Swamp Ooze, but just in case, like I feel like I'm quite ahead now, so just in case he happens to play a Gladiator's Longbow or some crazy shit like that, I'm gonna keep the Swamp Ooze so I can get rid of that. I'm starting to get a little bit low down now though, and since the Arcanized Soul Priest is on the board, I can't heal myself, which is a little bit nasty. But I think overall I'm in a pretty good spot right now. I can't use any of these cards though, which is a little bit annoying. So I might have to run the Arcanized Soul Priest into something to get rid of it at some points. Because I am starting to dip into the uncomfortable level of health. He's gonna keep chipping me down with a steady shot as well. And if he somehow has a King Crush or something crazy like that, you know. You never know. Alright, if this is a freezing trap, then that's very good for me, because that means I can get another Cleric out. But it might be an explosive trap. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna test with my Northshire Cleric what it is. Scavenging Hyena. Not the best of plays. I could just heal that to death, so I don't really know why he's playing that. Right. Gonna start off by healing that. Gonna see what this trap is. Is it a... Okay, it's an explosive trap. And at this point... should I play the Ooze? Should I play the Ooze? No, I'm gonna save it. Gonna play it cool, keep the Ooze. If he plays a Gladiator's Longbow, then he could potentially kill me. So... Oh... This is really not cool. I am far too low in health. He's gonna kill me in 2 turns. Oh, please kill my Soul Priest. Please kill my Soul Priest. Oh, this is bad. I can't play the Holy Nova now. Well, there's the Sludge Belcher, but he's gonna kill me in 2 turns. Okay. Now I just have to play everything. I do have lethal on him next turn. If he has an Arcane Shot, now I'm dead. If I can somehow kill my Arcanized Soul Priest on this Hound, then I can heal myself up again. Okay, does he have anything that deals damage? I would really... Oh, Value Boar. Oh, poor guy. He's dead.
Well played.
Well, that's annoying. Whew, that was a close one. But yeah, 3 losses and 2 wins. I think I'm correct in that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was my Holy Praise deck. Overall, pretty happy with it. What deck, or what kind of deck would you like me to show you next time? Like, of course, you don't know what kind of decks I have. These are all decks that I've deleted most of my decks ever since Gnomes and Goblins came around. Most of these decks are fairly bad. I made a Mecha Priests. It's basically just a priest with a lot of mech in it, so I don't really consider any of these my official decks. They're kind of like decks in progress. My Yard deck is full of pirates. It usually doesn't do that well because pirate decks are very weak. I have a Naughty Secrets deck, which also rarely works, and it's a trap. It's basically just a hunter deck which runs all the traps in the game. But what kind of class would you like to see me playing? Do you have any suggestions for any decks I could make? You know, I think I'll continue doing some more Hearthstone videos. I definitely have a lot of decks I would like to show you. I just need to work around them a little bit more so I could actually show you finished projects, actually. Projects. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like and a comment. If you want to see more Hearthstone content, it really does help out a lot. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.